Okay, everybody, let's go ahead and recap what we did today. We're talking about solving for formulas or literal equations. So here was our formula. We got volume equals 2 pi RH, where we need to solve for h. So I just wrote it down again here, and of course I showed my work, but we'll go back through it. So V equals 2 pi RH. And I put in the invisible times signs because I thought it would help. So if we saw the times, then all we do is undo it by doing the opposite. So we divided by 2 pi r on both sides. Cancels, 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 and all you'd be left with is h. So h would be equal to v divided by 2 pi r. Now, why are formulas important? Well, I showed the kids that here's problem 2, which deals with this formula. You know the volume, you know the radius. You could take the original equation, which was given to us, or you could take our solved equation, which we figured out. You could use either one. You could put the 3.76 here, or you can put the 1.5 here, and still you'd have to solve for h. Or you go straight to our formula, which is already solved for h. And then you put the volume here, 37.68, and you put the radius here, and then all you have to do is just use a calculator and get the answer, okay? Much easier than using this formula. Same formula, but this one's in a more usable form. That's why we solved. Okay, then on 3, we get the formula of the surface area of a cylinder. It's 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi RH. And so the same thing, we want to solve for the value of h, okay? We want to find h, so we're looking for h. Again, I wrote it down. A for surface area is equal to 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi RH. And if I'm solving for h, then what I did is to solve it, I just went through and first I went minus 2 pi RH. I'm sorry, minus 2 pi r squared from both sides. Cancels, cancels. So I've got a minus a subtract 2 pi r squared, which is just a subtract 2 pi r squared. And then bring down my 2 pi RH, and again I put in the invisible times, times, and then to get h by itself I do the opposite. I divide by 2, divide by pi, divide by r, cancel, 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 divide on both sides by the 2 pi r, and then I have an answer of h equals my area minus my 2 pi r squared over my 2 pi r. Don't cancel, they're different terms. And then to do the next part, it's nice to have this formula because we want to find the height. So we can put 51.51 in for the area. I'm sorry, 51.81 in for the area. We put 1.5 in for the r. Instead of having to do it the original formula, we use our formula, which is already solved for the h. We use a calculator to make sure we use parentheses in our calculator, so we get the top divided by the bottom. You have to have the parentheses, and we get an answer of about 4, okay? So then, that's what we had today. The homework was on page 283 and 284, and that's all I had.